Stammering, also known as stuttering, is a speech disorder that affects the fluency of speech. It is characterized by disruptions in the flow of speech, often involving repetitions of sounds, syllables, or words. People who stammer know what they want to say, but they have trouble saying it. This can be a frustrating and embarrassing experience, and it can have a significant impact on a person's life. Stammering typically begins in childhood between the ages of 2 and 5. While the exact causes are not fully understood, it is believed to be a combination of genetic and environmental factors. Stammering is more common in boys than girls, and it tends to run in families. The experience of stammering can vary greatly from person to person. Some people may only stammer occasionally, while others may stammer almost constantly. Stammering can also be situational, meaning that it may be worse in certain situations, such as when speaking in public or on the phone. Despite the challenges it presents, many people who stammer go on to lead successful and fulfilling lives. There are a variety of treatments available that can help people manage their stammering and improve their fluency. With the right support and resources, individuals who stammer can overcome the obstacles they face and achieve their full potential. Speech is a complex process that involves the coordination of multiple systems in the body. It begins with the brain, where thoughts are transformed into language. The language is then sent as signals to the muscles involved in speech production, including the lungs, vocal cords, tongue, lips, and jaw. The lungs provide the airflow necessary for speech. Air is expelled from the lungs and passes through the trachea or windpipe. The air then reaches the larynx, which houses the vocal cords. The vocal cords are two folds of tissue that vibrate as air passes through them, producing sound. The sound produced by the vocal cords is then shaped into speech sounds by the articulators, the tongue, lips, teeth, and palate. The tongue is particularly important in articulation, as it moves into different positions within the mouth to create different vowel and consonant sounds. The coordination of all these systems is essential for fluent speech. When one or more of these systems are not functioning properly, it can result in a speech disorder. Speech disorders are a broad category of communication disorders that affect a person's ability to produce or understand spoken language. They can range in severity from mild to severe, and they can have a significant impact on a person's life. There are three main types of speech disorders: articulation disorders, voice disorders, and fluency disorders. Articulation disorders involve difficulty producing speech sounds correctly. This can include substituting one sound for another, omitting sounds, or distorting sounds. Common articulation disorders include lisps, where the S and Z sounds are distorted, and sound substitutions, such as saying wobbit instead of rabbit. Voice disorders affect the quality, pitch, or loudness of the voice. They can be caused by problems with the vocal cords, such as nodules or polyps, or by problems with the muscles that control the vocal cords. Voice disorders can result in a hoarse, breathy, or strained voice. Fluency disorders affect the rhythm and flow of speech. Stammering, the focus of this essay, is a type of fluency disorder. Other fluency disorders include cluttering, which is characterized by rapid and disorganized speech, and acquired fluency disorders, which develop after a brain injury or stroke. Stammering is a relatively common speech disorder, affecting approximately 1% of the global population. This means that roughly 70 million people worldwide experience stammering. While stammering can occur at any age, it most commonly begins in childhood, between the ages of 2 and 5. Boys are more likely to stammer than girls, with studies showing a ratio of about 3 to 1. There is also a strong genetic component to stammering. If a person has a family history of stammering, they are more likely to stammer themselves. Stammering can manifest in different ways. Some people who stammer may repeat sounds or syllables, while others may prolong sounds or get stuck on certain words. Stammering can also be accompanied by physical tension, such as blinking, grimacing, or head jerking. It's important to remember that stammering is not a sign of low intelligence or a lack of capability. People who stammer are just as intelligent and capable as anyone else. However, stammering can have a significant impact on a person's life, affecting their self-esteem, social interactions, and educational and career opportunities. Section 5. Unraveling the causes, a multifaceted puzzle. Despite decades of research, the exact causes of stammering remain elusive. However, scientists believe that stammering is likely caused by a complex interplay of genetic and environmental factors. There is no single gene responsible for stammering, but rather multiple genes that may contribute to a person's susceptibility. Brain imaging studies have revealed differences in brain activity and structure between people who stammer and those who don't. These differences suggest that there may be underlying neurological factors involved in stammering. For example, some studies have found that people who stammer have more activity in the right hemisphere of the brain during speech, while those who don't stammer have more activity in the left hemisphere. Environmental factors can also play a role in stammering. Stressful life events, such as moving to a new home or starting school, can trigger or worsen stammering. Additionally, children who grow up in families with high expectations for speech fluency may be more likely to develop stammering. It's important to note that stammering is not caused by emotional problems or by anything parents have done wrong. While emotional factors can exacerbate stammering, they are not the underlying cause. Stammering is a complex disorder with multiple contributing factors. Section 6. A glimpse into the past. Historical perspectives on stammering. Stammering has been documented throughout history, dating back to ancient civilizations. Ancient Egyptians, Greeks, and Romans all had their own theories about the causes of stammering and their own methods for treating it. Some ancient cultures attributed stammering to supernatural forces, while others believed it was caused by physical imbalances. Hippocrates, the ancient Greek physician often referred to as the father of medicine, believed that stammering was caused by an imbalance of bodily fluids or humours. He recommended treatments such as bloodletting and purging to restore balance. In the Middle Ages, stammering was often seen as a sign of demonic possession or witchcraft. Treatments during this time were often harsh and ineffective, including exorcisms and physical punishments. During the Renaissance and Enlightenment periods, there was a shift towards more scientific approaches to understanding and treating stammering. Anatomists began to study the structures involved in speech production, and physicians began to develop more humane treatments. Section 7. Navigating stammering treatments then and now. Treatments for stammering have evolved significantly over the centuries. Early treatments were often based on superstition and folklore, and they were often ineffective and even harmful. In contrast, modern treatments are based on scientific research and focus on helping people manage their stammering and improve their fluency. One of the earliest recorded treatments for stammering was developed by the Greek orator Demosthenes in the 4th century BC. Demosthenes, who himself stammered, is said to have practiced speaking with pebbles in his mouth to improve his articulation. Other historical treatments for stammering included wearing mechanical devices such as tongue forks or mouthpieces and undergoing surgical procedures to alter the tongue or palate. These treatments were often painful and had limited success. Modern treatments for stammering typically involve a combination of speech therapy and behavioral techniques. Speech therapy aims to improve speech fluency by teaching techniques to slow down speech, control breathing, and reduce muscle tension during speaking. Behavioral techniques focus on modifying thoughts and behaviors related to stammering. This may include cognitive restructuring, which involves challenging negative thoughts and beliefs about stammering, and desensitization, which involves gradually exposing oneself to feared speaking situations. Section 8. Triumph over adversity. Notable figures who stammer. Throughout history, many notable individuals have struggled with stammering, yet they have overcome this challenge to achieve great things. Their stories serve as an inspiration to others who stammer, demonstrating that stammering does not have to limit one's potential. One of the most famous examples is King George VI of England, whose stammer was depicted in the Oscar-winning film The King's Speech. With the help of speech therapist Lionel Logue, King George VI was able to manage his stammer and deliver his wartime speeches with confidence. Other notable figures who have spoken openly about their experiences with stammering include actor James Earl Jones, singer Carly Simon, and basketball player Shaquille O'Neal. These individuals have all achieved great success in their respective fields, proving that stammering does not have to be a barrier to fulfilling one's dreams. The accomplishments of these individuals and countless others who stammer serve as a powerful reminder that stammering is not something to be ashamed of. It is simply a challenge to be overcome. With the right support and determination, people who stammer can achieve anything they set their minds to.